Hi guys, welcome back to this class. Alright, I just want to explain some basic codes that are written so that it will not delay us. We have to move very fast, and at the same time we understand everything everything. So I told us that I wrote some basic codes. These are the basic codes. I've not done anything special here, so I just dog type. We all know that the header, inside the header, whether are meta tags, and then the title of our website, which is Heroines NGO website, and then we link our five icon. What is five icon? How can you create a five icon? How can you link a five icon to your project? These are the things we are going to discuss in our live class. Alright, also our fonts. What is fonts? How do we get the fonts, and how do we work with fonts? These are the things we are going to discuss in our live class. But I've linked fonts also with our project. And CSS. We all know CSS already. How do we create a CSS file? How do we link it with HTML page? We are going to talk about that in our live class. But here is the CSS of this code. Alright, moving down, we see the body. As you can see, I told us in our previous class that body is inside the body. That is where the content of our website is going to be. The home page, the about page, the event page, contact page, every pages of your website is embedded inside the body tag. Alright, so you can see nothing is there. I just comment all the sessions we are going to be working with, and then just H1 heroines to indicate that the website is actually working. Let's open it so that you can see that nothing is on this page because we have not done anything. I just set up the basic things. So as you can see, just this H1 content that shows up simply because we have not created anything, we have not written any code. We just set up our structure. So you can see the header section. This is where our code is going to stay. This is where our code is going to stay for the header section. For about section, this is where our code is going to stay, and so on and so forth. And then I told us briefly about JavaScript. Here's the JavaScript file, and then we've linked it already with our code. So we've linked it. I'll teach us how we can link JavaScript to our HTML code, but I'm not dwelling more on that. Alright, let's go to our CSS, because after explaining all this, we are starting to build our home page immediately. After this class, the next class is we'll be starting our home page immediately. Alright, here in CSS we have nothing special. We have our fonts. We've imported fonts. Don't worry, in our live class we are going to dwell more on that. Variables. What is variable? How do you use them in CSS? We are going to explain even much more better in our live class. But the idea is this. Now, there are a lot of things we are going to repeat again and again when writing CSS. Now, to minimize that, to write what we call optimized code and clean code, we use comments, and then we put some stuff inside a variable. Like a variable is like a placeholder that holds some values. So there are some values we are going to be using again and again and again in our code. And then instead of repeating their names again and again, then we put them inside a variable, and then we call the variable name anytime we need them. For example, this purple color, which is our primary color. We are going to be needing this primary color a lot. Our second primary color and our third primary color, our white color, which is clear white, our fonts, primary fonts, our transition, I will explain further in our live class, spacing. So therefore, instead of writing those values again and again, then we create a variable that will hold them, so that anytime in our code we'll just be calling this primary color, and then the value will be responding. Alright, okay, that is that. We have something we call global styles. Global styles are styles that are global, that is, it affects everything. For example, now we set the margin to 0, the padding to 0, the box sizing to 0. Don't worry, I'm going to explain more about that. Why? Because there are some default margin that comes with our page. There are default padding that comes with it, and then we don't want them to affect our design. So that is why we set all the default margin, padding to 0, box sizing to border box. In our last class, we are going to buttress more on that. Right here now, inside the body, we've set our fonts so that we'll not be struggling with that. The font of the whole thing is our FF primary, which is our primary font. That is what we are using. We set our background color to be white. We set our color to be gray. We've set our height to be 1.5, our font to be 0.87 rem, and so on and so forth. Our UL, this style, we set everything. Don't worry, in another class, as all these things is applicable, I'll be explaining those things to us, so don't worry about it that much. Alright, for our H1, H2, H3, we've set our basic style that we want them to have, although we can alter them as time goes on. But anytime we call them, they have a default, we're giving them a default style and everything we want them to have, the properties we want them to have. But don't worry, this is just the basic things. Alright, that is all for this class. In our next class, we'll start writing our code for our work, for our Edge section. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. And we are going to have an amazing time in this project. Alright, see you in our next class.